Over the course of the last 6 to 7 years, we've heard people that talk about Kevin Feige's plans say that he's always looking at the next decade worth of content, and people always laugh and say that can't possibly be true because it doesn't make sense. But then you just sort of take a step back and realize that that's exactly what they've been doing, and that's been their plan all along ever since the beginning, and you realize that this is correct. So it's really not a surprise that we recently heard that there is a ton of unannounced MCU films that have yet to be even mentioned by anybody. So this piece of news came at us from Malcolm Spellman, who of course worked on The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, who teased the future of the MCU. And one interesting thing that he said was he was surprised when he looked at the announced Marvel Studios slate of films, not TV series, just the films, of how few have been announced out of many that are already being worked on. And I've seen some debate by people in regards to him lying to make Marvel Studios sound better, and I'm kind of confused to this reaction. I mean, let's just look at it this way, for example. Ant-Man 3 is happening. We know there's going to be a Captain Marvel 2. Obviously a Captain Marvel 3. There's going to be a Captain America 4. There's going to be a Black Panther 3. There's going to be TV series spin-offs. There's going to be more Guardians films. There's going to be more Thor films by all accounts. More Spider-Man films. There's going to be more Shang-Chi's. There is going to be more Fantastic Fours after the first one. There is probably going to be a Silver Surfer or a Nova, a Wolverine. At this point, the X-Men are probably going to spawn 2 to 3 franchises off of their own back. Deadpool. I mean, there's so much that I kind of sit back and I look at some of these people going, oh yeah, sure, they're just pretending they have this much. And you look at the last time they announced a bunch of content at D23, which is all now either airing, in post-production coming this year, or wrapping up shooting in the next couple months, and it makes me wonder, why do people still think this? And I mean, if we go all the way back to that most recent Disney investors call, Feige teased over a dozen films in development. Films. We barely know any of them. Like, we barely know anything that's been formally announced or that's being announced. It's really not surprising that there's going to be a ton of unannounced films that are going to be revealed within the next year or so. Either this upcoming investors call this December or next D23 in the summer. And if you realistically look at it, they can come out by then and announce another 6 to 8 films over the course of 2 to 3 years max, because we know now they're in the business of 3 to 4 films a year, and they've even said 5 would be a possibility if they can get there. Like, is anybody really going to be shocked when we find out that there's 4 movies coming out per year over the course of the next 10 years? I don't think anybody will, I'll be honest with you. And if we just look at the unannounced films for 2023, there's already 4 films scheduled, and 2 other possibilities as well.